Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest. Scott Hill, who's the activities coordinator at Pipestem State Park, joins us this morning. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Good morning. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for the people that have never been or are not familiar with Pipestem State Park, can you tell us what all you all have to offer us?
Well, Pipestem is part of Summers County and Mercer County. It's 4,000 acres of state-run property. It's there for everyone to use, okay? It's 4,000 acres. We got 26 miles of trails. I mean, at this time of year, the leaves are coming down and you walk on the trails and you hear everything in the forest, okay? Everything in the woods, you're out there. And it's amazing how much wildlife is just out there on those trails. Just you're walking through and you hear all around you. Life abounds at Pipestem, and that's what John F. Kennedy, when he was running for president in 1960, came to that area, fell in love with the people, and also thought that, well, West Virginia needs an economic development piece, and we could build a resort. Well, that's what he became. He became the Democrat nominee in 60, and then became president at the end of in November against Richard Nixon. Then he started working on this and started the plans, and a lot of people from a lot of different areas, county, city, everyone around, and the federal level came to make Pipestem happen. Well, Pipestem opened in 1970 and opened up to the community, and it was a big hit. Of course, John F. Kennedy didn't make it out of Dallas in '63, but his dream did. So Pipestem is an extension of John F. Kennedy's dream for West Virginia, and it was the first time at that point in time where West Virginians got a chance to vote for someone that they didn't think they was going to vote for, because there was John F. Kennedy was Catholic, and there was, at that time, they didn't think anyone would vote for a Catholic president. Well, West Virginia stood up, first time nationally, got the chance, in my opinion, first time nationally, stood up and said, hey, we vote for who you are, not what you are, and come and show us. And the Kennedys came in and did that, and now we have this wonderful park 55 years later that has 2 lodges in it. We have 88 campsites. We have 29 cabins. We got 26 miles of trails. We got a stable that has over 20 horses in it where you can ride on those same trails. And it's just a wonderful, we have fishing, we have the lake at the bottom, and then we have the river way down in the gorge. It's just a wonderful place to be, and I'm proud that West Virginia and the federal government in the 60s saw the advantage of Summers County and Mercer County in that way. So it's just a wonderful place to be. I know that's a long answer to your short question, but Pipestem's really daggone cool. I mean, if you get right down to it, that's my short answer. Come and see us, because you'll enjoy yourself. There's a lot to do. All seasons, there's something to do. From the summer, which is bustling. I mean, we have all kinds of things as far as we got the zip line, we've got axe throwing, we've got miniature, 5 types of golf. We got miniature golf, we got the par 3 golf, we got the championship golf, we got fling golf, and we've got soccer golf. So, I mean, whatever you want to do, we got it for you in the summer. In the fall, it kind of mellows out a little bit, but bring your camera, because Mother Nature shows off at Pipestem during the falls. The leaves it can be kind of a green one day, and then the next day they're a red, but then the next day they're fire engine red, and then they're yellow the next day. I mean, it's just amazing what's out there, and what just Mother Nature has given us to share with the communities.
That's awesome. And I know it's a wonderful place, but I didn't know it had such a rich history out at Pipestem State Park, with the JFK and all those things. Because, you hear about JFK being here, but sometimes you don't know how integral his vision was to the way that we live today. So
at the time, West Virginia was 50th in economic development money coming out of the federal government. 50th, not much lower, 50th. And we got a chance to, because he saw something in us and in the land and in this area, that by the time he left office in '63, we were 35th. Okay, so he said something, and then again, as a politician, he said it and delivered. And then West Virginia stepped up and did what they were to do. And we've been, before then, that land that we're on, the 4,000 acres, was mainly farming, okay? And those folks gave up their land, that it was part of the process. And now it's still feeding people because we employ over 200 people at Pipestem. And so that feeds hundreds of people in the Mercer and Summers County area in Monroe County. So we're really proud of that. In May, at the last week of May, that's John F. Kennedy's birthday, falls in the last week of May. We're going to have what we call the Promise Festival. And it's going to be music and celebration and maybe telling this story a little more times, because it's such a cool story. And it happened, and it's documented, and we're not exaggerating this. This happened. Okay, it was here, and the only sad part of it is JFK didn't get a chance to visit the dream he had for West Virginia.
Definitely.
But it's here, and everybody else has that opportunity to visit there.
Definitely, and it's part of his legacy. So, I mean, it's really important for us to know that. So thanks for giving me and all of us that education.
Well, you're welcome. We hand out little 50-cent pieces to folks, just a reminder, say, hey, we're connected with this man right here. And it's a good time to be, it's a great time to be connected with someone great. And it's always a good time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said your most bustling times are, during the summer, but I know that a lot of people want to get out in the fall. Like you said, the fall foliage is beautiful this time of year. So what are some of your what are your biggest attractions during this time of year in the fall and winter months?
Well, it's the sights. I mean, we have great views of the gorge. We have the leaves changing, and then we go into the trails. I mean, we have 26 miles of trails. That's like a marathon race. Okay, so we have advanced trails that you better be ready. Strap on your boots, okay, because you better be ready for, and get your walking stick. One of them goes 3 miles right down into the river, which is wonderful, but then you got to come back up, and that's not so, you got to be prepared for that. So we have trails for the advanced hiker, but then we also have very scenic trails that go up to the Bowler Tower, which is our observation booth where you can see multiple states from our tower there in Summers County. So we have that. You go up that. It's a hike up to the top of the hill, and then you got to walk up the 3 flights of steps in the tower. But the view is wonderful. Once you get up there, it's got and the sunrise and sunsets at Pipestem. I joke and say Mother Nature spent some extra time on the sunsets, but she did, because they are fantastic. Because our restaurants, the Bluestone Dining Room is positioned right at the edge of the gorge, and there's a gorge, and then there's multiple hills, and then the sun kind of lays down right behind the multiple hills. And it's just picturesque. It's picturesque on a Tuesday. I mean, it doesn't have to be a special day. I mean, it's that way on Saturday too, as long as it's not raining. And then some of the rain, some of the fog and things that come up and are part of the Pipestem is fascinating too. That's a whole different sort of thing. So as you can tell, I'm a little smitten with this whole thing, okay? But it's just a really interesting place. I retired from a job at a theater company, and I thought I was retired until this job came along, and then I went, wow, they're going to pay me for this? Okay, so let's go. So that's what we did. So we encourage everybody to come out and be a part of it. But at this point in time, I think our trails are our strong suit. Now, our golf course is still open, the championship golf course. If you get a sunny day and you want to swing the golf clubs, come on out. We got it for you. We got golf carts. We're ready to go, okay? And but right now we have all of our trails are open. And we have, and some trails are led by an instructor. Most are not, okay? And then you can kind of go and pick your trail, kind of see what you need to do. Go at your own pace. So if you want to walk a half a mile and sit down on a tree stump, you can do that, all right? And then you do another more half mile and kind of do it at your own pace. There's no there's no pressure about that. You walk at your own. Now, just make sure it's over by nightfall, because we don't have to come and get you. but that's where Pipestem really shines during the fall is its trails. And then there's, like I said, there's other activities too to go along with the golf, miniature golf, whichever way you want to do it. And then of course the stables are up and running. Now our tram is not running right now, but we're reconditioning that, and it's going to be, well, it's a new tram. It's not reconditioned. Let me restate that. It's a brand new tram, and the first tram went from 1970 to last year, and 50 some odd years, and now we're getting a bigger, better tram. Okay, it's instead of 4 people, it's going to be 8 people, and you can put kayaks or it has wheelchair access, whatever you need. This is just a much more bigger version of our old tram, and that's going to be open, it looks like, in the spring, and so we'll have that back up and running. And then our lodge at the bottom of the canyon will be open at that point too.
Awesome, and just in time for summer.
That's kind of the plan. I mean, that, and if all goes as well, I mean, if all goes as planned, I mean, during the construction, they would bring pieces in with Black Hawk helicopters, and you'd hear coming through, and it was amazing just to be on park to see these huge pieces of equipment being brought in and said, oh, that's Pipestem's future right there, and so it's been a very. I've been with Pipestem about a year. Started November 6th. And it's just been a great experience for me, and to be able to meet folks from all over the place. I mean, yes, we got people from North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia, what you would think, but then we have people from the Philippines coming in, and we have people from California and Washington D.C. and some places I don't even know where they're at, but they're coming, and they passed a lot of cool places from wherever they came from to get to Pipestem. And that's our responsibility to them, is to say, hey, we're going to show you a good time. Look at here. And this is what West Virginia is. And our goal, my goal, and the goal of the park is to make sure that the experience, they may be expecting a level 8 experience, which is pretty good, but we're going to give them a level 12 experience, and which is much better. And they'll talk good about us when they go home if they got a 12 experience. And that's what we do.
Well, it seems like y'all are doing it. If y'all are attracting people from all over to come see Pipestem, then I say you're succeeding at it. So we're about to go on to our first break, but before we go, do you mind plugging some of the information, contact information, so people can get in touch with you guys and we can get some more people to get that 12 level experience at Pipestem?
Exactly. You can go 304-466-1800 is the main number, and they will be able to answer any questions, transfer you to who. If you want to be transferred to me, that's fine. They're able to do that. Or if you want to be transferred to the booking, to book a lodge room or a cabin or a campground, that's where you go. It's 304-466-1800. Give us a call, and we'll make you happy.
Awesome. All right, guys, you all stay tuned. I'll be right back here to talk more about Pipestem State Park and all the events they have coming up and activities they have to offer. Welcome back to Sunday Community Forum. I'm here with Activities Coordinator Scott Hill for Pipestem State Park, and we're talking about all the activities and upcoming events that they have coming to the park. So the big holidays are coming. Today's Halloween, but we got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming. So do you all have anything planned for those?
We got a little something for everybody, and it really starts on Thanksgiving weekend, and we call it from Wednesday to Sunday. That's our Thanksgiving weekend. We have our buffet in the Bluestone dining room, and that's wonderful. Kevin and the staff up at the Bluestone do a great job for all the holidays, and especially Thanksgiving. They really show out for that. And so we're going to have that. I got breaking news that I got the email the other day, and Santa is coming. And he's going to be there on Thanksgiving to help decorate our lobby tree. So we're inviting everybody to come out, and we're going to have some ornaments. You can meet Santa, talk to Mrs. Claus, get your picture taken. We've got music that night. This is all Thanksgiving. So you come early. This is my plan, is to invite folks to come early on Thanksgiving. go to the buffet, be a part of that, and about 4 o'clock Santa's going to show up, is what his email said. You know, he's tech savvy now. He wasn't when I was a kid. Santa was, you had to write that stuff out. But now Santa's tech savvy. He's doing that. But he and Miss Claus is going to come, going to bring some of their other friends too, and we're going to have that event. So we've got the buffet in the early day, and then about a little later on in the evening, we're going to have Santa and then music playing, and then the next day where we have an artist coming, and she's going to help decorate cookies all, you know, for 2 hours on that Friday, and then we got music on Friday night and Saturday. So we have a lot going on there. If you're not busy and you want Thanksgiving kind of where you don't have to cook anything, come and see us, because we got this. Kevin and his staff has got this, and they don't let me cook, but they do a good job. And then we have that going on, and then Santa will be at Pipestem with Mrs. Claus throughout the Christmas season. And there's a breakfast planned with Santa, and you can call our number 304-466-1800 for all this information. But there's a breakfast plan, and there's also a cookies and cocoa day with Santa Claus that has a couple hours. He and Mrs. Claus are coming back and bringing some of their friends. So it should be a fun time as far as the holidays, you know, the traditional holidays. And then, of course, we're capping that off with a pretty big concert coming up the middle of December.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, I mean, I'd say that you've gotten the stamp of approval out at Pipestem if Santa's coming here to vacation and, you know, stick around, so.
Well, he's actually, Santa's formed a little workshop there, so he's going to be coming. He's not your traditional Santa, he's going to be more relaxed Santa, but he's his workshop Santa. So you can meet Santa, you know, usually you can't meet Santa, he's on his coat and everything else. Well, this is workshop Santa, so he's working, so it'll be in and out, but he'll be there, and the pictures are going to be great. I've seen his work outfit, and it's going to be really good. So it should be, and Santa might even pop up at the 14th, where we have our major concert coming. We have Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. America's Got Talent. That same one, he's coming to do a show at Pipestem, and we're so happy to entertain Landau, and it's going to be a great show right in the middle. It's his Christmas show. It's his Christmas, and he does a great job with that. I was able to see it last year in Greenbrier County, and so we're bringing it to Pipestem, and it's just going to be fabulous. He's got a great group of musicians. Landau is Landau. He is so cool, so chill. I mean, it's glad to say, hey, he's one of ours. He's a West Virginian. Yes. Landau's got this thing going, and he's so easygoing and so easy to work with. It's just great. And they're working on some special guests to come with him too. So it's going to be Landau, his great band, and then another couple singers too. So it should be a very good time at Pipestem on the 14th, which is a Saturday night. We're even having a buffet in his honor. We're calling it the My Way Buffet, if you're familiar with Landau Eugene Murphy. If you're not, Google it. And My Way Buffet kind of says some things about, you know, his songs and that sort of thing. And so we're really anxious and excited about that. And then we go into Christmas. We have a Christmas buffet. So if you don't want to cook at Christmas, come and see us. We got that handled. You know, Kevin, again, at the Bluestone Dining Room, does a great job with Christmas. And it's a very festive time. And I don't think we'll see Santa that day because he'll be sleeping. Okay, so but then we get into New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve is on a Tuesday night, so you can come and be a part and kind of stay at the lodge if you want. That's what we recommend. And we're having the Time Travelers Ball. So, you know, a lot of New Year's Eves have a theme, and you're going to dress this certain way, dress like the 20s, dress like the 60s, dress like whatever. Well, we're going to be time traveling, so you can dress whatever you want. If you want to look like Cleopatra, you do Cleopatra. If you want to look like, so it's from Cleopatra to Captain Kirk. Wow. Okay, so if you find anything in between there, you can come dressed that way, and that's our Time Traveler Ball that we have at Pipestem this year on the 31st of December, of course, and there'll be tickets available for that here in the next week or so. So we're inviting everybody to come out, and we love when people come out to those events and stay with us, because it's just a nicer vibe. There's great rooms. There's great over. You know, the lodge is built right on the side of the mountain where you can look down into the gorge, and you never know what you're going to see as far as wildlife, deer, whatever. And so that's pretty much the schedule. And well, one more thing. Actually, two more things. One more thing was on after the Time Traveler Ball on the 31st of December, dress any way you like, okay, any way you like, but dress, okay. Then we're having the next day, we have the first day hike, which is one of our leaders of the naturalists will lead that hike and show you around and explain some things that Pipestem. So, and you get a patch that says, I did the first day hike, and that's a statewide program, but we're doing it at Pipestem. And then the other thing is, on the first Friday of every month, that's November, December, every month, first Friday from 5 to 9, we have the world famous First Friday seafood buffet at the Bluestone. So in December, we'll have another one that first Friday, and then January and February and March, we'll have those seafood buffets. You can come out and enjoy one of the longest running seafood buffets in the state. And that's kind of what we got going on at Pipestem. Of course, I talk about Pipestem, but we have 36 different parks in the West Virginia park system, and as far as parks, resorts, and forests, state forests, and all the others. So it's 36. And each of them have someone like me doing this particular job. So visit your state parks is what I'm asking, is visit your state parks. Yes, I want you to come to Pipestem because that's where I'm at. It will be fun for me and you both, hopefully. But if you're not, if you're a little further away and you have your own state park, I grew up with Kanawha State Forest being my state park. I lived in Charleston and Loudondale, and that was my park. So I have a fondness for that park. But find a park and go out and be a part of the park. And there's foundations that go through most every park that you can help financially with if you want, okay? But the best thing is it's West Virginian, and we should be proud of that. So come out and see us at the state parks. And Pipestem too. Yeah,
definitely. Because I think that's one thing that's underrated for some people is just how wonderful our recreation is, our outdoors is, our state parks, our national park. I mean, it's really awesome. And I know some people are not outdoorsy at all, but just being out there, just go step out and just go look and see what's out there. You don't have to go on a full-blown hike. You don't have to do anything like too strenuous. Just go see it. I think just seeing it and being there is really awesome.
At McKeever's Lodge, we've got 10 rocking chairs out front. I call it the best seat in the house because you're sitting there, you can hear the music up on the Black Bear patio, and they'll be sitting there, and there's a breeze that rolls by, and you're not doing nothing. You're just sitting, letting nature do its thing, and there it is. We are so wrapped up in the day by day, sometimes we miss out, and that's really important to kind of slow down and say, oh, this is a good place to slow down. And there's multiple parks around multiple areas. We should be so proud of our nature and what we have done to protect that environment. And remember that thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people come from wherever they live to West Virginia to see what we see every daggone day. And so sometimes as local folks, we got to stop and say, oh, let's look at this. And it's just a good positive thing for you as a person, but then of course it's good for the state financially. And then as we continue to grow and we continue to grow in the state park system and the state, hopefully, that this is going to be a very strong and has been tourism has been very crucial to this particular area for sure.
Absolutely. And you may go out and find a new hobby there. I mean, you said you all have zip lining. I think that would be a fun hobby, personally. But, golfing, all these other things. You might be a hiker. Who's to say? But, I mean, you never know until you get out. So, guys, get out to any of the state parks.
You could be a professional miniature golfer. I mean, you can start right at Pipestem and then go right up to whatever the miniature greens of the world are. I don't know. But there's a lot of things. And we do we do have some serious answers too. If you want to come out and find out some information, we have a naturalist on staff at Pipestem and most other parks, a lot of other parks too. And so we can get you those answers. If you have questions about nature, what should you do? How should you do this? You know, I have deer coming up. Should I feed them? Should I not? There's opinions on that. And so, you know, there's someone else that's going to answer that question. I won't answer that question. I have fun is what I do. I come out and we play music and we invite guests out. And that's another part of it. We've been able to attract multiple, probably 30 different musicians this year to come out and play the parks. So that's economic development too, because they're coming out, they're getting exposure and they're getting paid, and it's just a good thing. And then our guests are enjoying live music, which live music, as Larry Gross would say, is the way to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can't beat it, especially in such a beautiful, you know, scenic environment to do it in too. So, before we go, we're about a minute or so out, but do you mind plugging that contact information one more time so we can get people to the parks?
Sure. At Pipestem, you give us a call at 304-466-1800, and you can also go to our website, West Virginia State Parks, and that will take you to the main page where you can see all the parks, and all the listings are there. The activities, what they call them events, are listed on that website, and then come out and see us and be a part of it. And don't hesitate to call us, because if you don't have an answer and I don't have an answer, I'll find you the answer, because there's an answer at Pipestem and all the other state parks also.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks so much for all this great information this week. You definitely taught me a lot of things, so I'm sure you all learned something new too. Thanks guys for joining us for Sunday Community Forum. Tune in next week. Make sure you get to the parks, the West Virginia State Parks. They're wonderful, they're beautiful, especially Pipestem. And until next time, we will see you guys later.